مرحبا وأهلا وسهلا. Welcome to Arabic lessons today with me, Nada. Today our lesson is going to be about the comparative and superlative in Arabic. So let's start our lesson. Now, starting with the comparative, for the comparative we have two ways. Now, let's start with the first way, which is the first column on the right. We have two adjectives, سهل وجميل. سهل means easy and جميل means beautiful. Now, this is for male. If it's female, it's gonna be سهلة, adding a تاء مربوطة, and جميلة, adding also a تاء مربوطة. So basically, the rule of the first way is just to put the adjective and add أكثر من. What does أكثر من mean? It means more than. So as if we're gonna say, this adjective more than this. This, put the adjective more than this. هذا سهل أكثر من هذا. هذا جميل أكثر من هذا. If it's female, same, just put هذه سهلة أكثر من هذه, or هذه جميلة أكثر من هذه. And we're gonna see some sentences and examples in the next slide so that you don't get confused. You're gonna see how we're gonna use the first way, so don't worry. Now let's move on to the second way. The second way is just changing the word or changing the adjective itself and adding min or than. So I want you to imagine, for example, in English, like saying this is easy more than this, and this is easier than this. It's the same here in this example, the first and the second example. It's the same, both ways are right. This one is just adding more than after the adjective, and the second one we are changing the adjective itself. So let's see how to change the adjective itself to make it comparative. So first of all, to change the adjective into comparative, we have to add an alif in the beginning, and then we take the adjective as it is without any vowel letters. The vowel letters, which are alif, ya, and waw. So if there is any of these letters, we remove it and we put an alif in the beginning. And then after we finish, we have to check our تشكيل or حركات. The تشكيل is gonna be فتحة سكون فتحة سكون. So let's see the first example, which is سهل. Do we have any vowel letters, alif, waw, or ya? No, we don't have. So we're gonna take it as it is and put an alif in the beginning, and then it's gonna be فتحة سكون فتحة سكون. So أسهل أسهل. So سهل, we take it as it is, we don't have any vowel letters, put an alif and change the tashkil. It becomes أسهل. Now let's see the second adjective, which is جميل. In جميل, do we have any vowel letters? Yes, we have ya, so we remove the ya and we're going to be left with jim, mim, and lam. So we put the three letters that we have, we put an alif in the beginning, and then we change the harakat. فتحة سكون فتحة سكون. So it becomes أجمل أجمل. جميل أجمل. And after we finish changing the adjective, we just add min, which is than. So this is, for example, easier than this. This is more beautiful than this, and so on. Now let's move on to the examples so that you will have an idea on how to use these two rules in the sentences. So in this slide, we're going to have the sentences using the first rule, and in the next slide, we're going to have the same sentences using the second rule. So let's read the sentences together. Now here I used the same adjectives, which is سهل and جميل, but in the female form, which is سهلة and جميلة. So let's read the sentences together. اللغة العربية سهلة أكثر من اللغة الإنجليزية. The Arabic language is easy more than the English language. So we put the adjective and after it more than or أكثر من. سهلة أكثر من. Okay, moving on to the next sentence. هدى جميلة أكثر من سارة. هدى is beautiful more than سارة. Again, جميلة أكثر من. We put the adjective and أكثر من after it. Now here we have the same sentences but using the second way of comparative adjectives, which is basically changing the adjective itself into the comparative form and then after it adding min or than. So let's see the sentences. اللغة العربية أسهل من اللغة الإنجليزية. The Arabic language is easier than English language. By the way, do you think this is true? Let's see in the comments. Okay, the second sentence. هدى أجمل من سارة. Huda is more beautiful, which is أجمل here, than من سارة. Huda is more beautiful than Sarah. So, this is how we use the second way for comparative adjectives, and now let's move on to the superlative. Now for the superlative, we're going to be using the same second rule in the comparative adjectives, and that's why I immediately moved on to the example sentences. Now in the superlative, we have two ways of expressing it. The first way is to say that this thing is the best by adding alif wa lam before the adjective. And the second way is to say that this thing is the best thing. Let's see how by reading the sentences. So the first sentence, we have هدى هي الأجمل. هدى هي الأجمل. Notice here I added alif wa lam before أجمل to say it is the. She's the most beautiful. She's the most intelligent, and so on. Whatever the adjective is, I'm gonna put before it alif wa lam to emphasize that it's superlative. Now the second sentence, هدى أجمل بنت في المدرسة. I used again أجمل, but here I said bint, أجمل بنت, to say that she is the most beautiful girl. If I say هدى أجمل and stop, then it might be comparative, right? So that's why here I'm saying هدى أجمل بنت, the most beautiful girl في المدرسة, at school. Let's see the second example as well. عمر أسرع ولد. عمر أسرع ولد. أسرع is coming from سريع, which means fast. Changing it to comparative using the second rule, and now here superlative, in the sentence when I'm saying عمر أسرع ولد, if I say عمر أسرع, it's comparative. But when I say عمر أسرع ولد, it means the fastest boy. عمر is the fastest boy. The second way is to say عمر هو الأسرع. He is the fastest. By adding alif wa lam before أسرع, it becomes the fastest and stop. So this was the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, you can comment down below and ask me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to receive notifications for my upcoming videos. You can also contact me through my Gmail, arabicwithnada@gmail.com, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Arabic__lessons. You can also like my Facebook page, Arabic Lessons with Nada. And now I'm gonna tell you, see you soon. أراكم قريبا.